चललदे रहसे Champions League एक हाथ गैस में हैंगुमन किक पे जब ये नरमने भाग दुलने भीदी दस्ते गोल एक गन्ना इसी सरसने समरों पे ने साथ देने We are one game, one heart. Oh, one game, one heart. Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions.
That we defend. மரங்கள் கிக்க ஆகாமே களத்தில் உறுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே நாமே சாம்பியன்ஸ் லீக் வரவே உணர்வதற்கே தருமே
Chia kai kemak denne kollo set kama ek venne goal ekata kick ek denne Champions League mein aramenne one game one heart Champions League satanai aramenne ibi denne jaya ganne ek scene ek apiyanne one game one heart Champions League where dreams take part raise your flags feel the art one game one heart one dream one star one game one heart Champions League forever we play the spirit of football is
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
game we are here to expect from the two teams. They have had quite a good season. Saunders, unfortunately for them, they have petered out a bit at the latter part of the season. But Pelicans, they will no doubt be aiming. The toss followed by the official photograph of the two skippers as we prepare to have a look at the team sheets. First up, it'll be Pelicans, Kojo Anukya, Kavindu Ishan, Tiriman, Ernest Ado, Sadhuran, Vigneshwaraja, Husni, Tiriman the skipper, Mensa Steven, Farooq Fauzan in goal, and Daniel Muskin. Well, a lot will be expected from the forward. Priyadarshana will be in goal, and Priyadarshana will be the skipper for Saunders, with the usual skipper missing as Nalim, Muzaffar, Patum Gimana, Mohammad Shahid, Fatih, Abdul Aziz, Mohammad Fauzan, Clovis Frank, Roger Phillip, and Alassane will be in goal for Saunders, as they are depleted quite a bit, but will no doubt go head on against this Pelicans outfit, as I have Navod joining me in the combox.
Good evening, Romario. Good evening, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. Let the countdown begin. 5, 4,
As the countdown begins,
3, 2,
crucial match for both teams.
1.
Green versus yellow, Pelicans versus Saunders. Saunders kicking things off in their usual yellow.
Early possession for the team in yellow, of course, Saunders, as they are depleted, as I said before, but we all know what a wounded lion looks like, and they will no doubt be wanting to get back into winning ways. Navod, as Pelicans, they have gone to number 2 in the table, and a win will mean that they go back top.
Yes, Pelicans, one of the teams fighting for the championship. As it stands, Javelin leads with 12. Pelicans with 11 in second place with this game in hand. Serendip 10 with 6 games. And Saunders with 6 points as well. So if Saunders wins this, there will be 9 with another game to come. They have a very outside chance, Saunders, after they missed out on a couple of results which they should have won. And as you said, Romario, a depleted Saunders is a team that you should be very scared of, because in the 2 games that they went down to 10 men, they came close to winning it before drawing those 2 games.
Indeed, I think they'll be thoroughly disappointed they missed out on those 2 games, and that's what means that they sit right now in 4th place with 3 teams in pole position to grab that promotion berth as the tournament heads into its final weekend next week.
Saunders without their skipper Indri Vudara, who got a red card in that last game, and also without their centre-back mainstay Sanoj Samira, the experienced campaigner. 2 big losses. And when you look at Pelicans, they have the rock at the back, Mensah Steven. It will be a very hard task to get past him in midfield.
Indeed, we all know how good he has been for Pelicans throughout this whole season, and he will no doubt be looking to round it off in flying colours as coach Aruna Sampath gives out some instructions to his players. Early possession dominated by Saunders, as Pelicans have not really been able to hold on to the ball, and that hasn't helped their cause. Muskin gets taken out as both teams still finding their footing. Here's that replay. As play will restart with the drop ball. Both teams will no doubt be desperate to get all 3 points. As the team in yellow just trying to keep hold of position, while Pelicans, they have not been able to string passes together, and there you go again, ball picked off by Pathum Gimhan, but possession changes hands yet again. Pressure coming in there as possession has been handed over, and now it will be a throw in for Pelicans. To be taken by Kavindu Ishan. Again, unable to string a few passes together as a through ball comes in, but the assistant referee's flag goes up. Offside. Just unable to time his run was the big forward. As we have confirmation there on the replay. Trying to keep it in play. However, unable to do so was Kavindu Ishan. As Fauzan takes to throw in. Mufazal trying to pick a pass. However, isn't successful. Silky touch there by Ernest Ado. But the ball has been lost and possession change in hands on numerous occasions, as neither team has really been able to get a hold of this game as yet. But now Pelicans picking off a pass. Ishan finds Moskin as we thought the left hand side did open up. However, the Saunders defense come in good, but here's an early opportunity, and unfortunately though the ball trickles out for a goal kick. Alassane, his first touch of the ball. Scrappy by the two teams, but Pathum Gimmana coming a bit deep to receive the ball. Still the two teams just settling in to the speed of the game, trying to compose themselves and get things going, but as you can see, like on that occasion as well, misplaced passes not helping their cause. Ernest Ado with a bit of silky skills, now going for a shot, but doesn't really trouble the keeper. Goalkeeper insisting that his players go up. Hoiks the ball forward, but cleared by a Pelicans player. 10 minutes gone in this game. Both teams still Navod, unable to just find their footing.
Yes, still a very cage game. For those very long diagonal balls, Saunders, which is unlike them. They play best when they have those short, quick passes, 1-2 touch passes. They need to do that if they are to break this stubborn Pelicans defense led by Mensah Stephen. You can see it's a very congested midfield. They are to stretch this Pelicans defense. They need to use the wings, especially on that left. You have the former Josephian and under 20 cap Pathum Gimhan, who has some lightning pace and some nifty footwork. There you go. The number 9 as
foul going in on Muskin by Priyadarshana, the skipper. His arm just going around his head and face. The referee not too happy with that as he pulls play back. Hopeful cross coming in, but the Saunders defense up to the task of clearing it away. But there's Pathum Gimhan. Gimhan, in fact, beg your pardon, but he has been dispossessed by Kojo Anyoko. And there you go, the big midfield brings down his opponent Clovis Frank.
bit of tit for tat going in midfield between Pelicans and Saunders.
The referee still speaking to the players, telling them how he would like things to go, but some good footwork shown there. However, goes down too easy. Clovis Frank, but here's Pelicans trying to make something out of it as Ishan is been played the ball forward, but the defense is in a good stead by the skipper as he tries to release Pathum Gimhan, but now picked out again. Turning and twisting was Selunayagam, but finds a pass. Kojo Anyoko gives it out to Mensa Stephen as he looks for a hopeful diagonal ball which beats everyone out into touch. Nearly 15 minutes gone in this game as both teams still trying to find their footing and penetrate their opponents, but the midfield congested as here's an opportunity. Trying to turn inside the box was Muskin, but loses out on possession does Pelicans. And I think that's the first time either team has made their way into their opponent's box with the ball, but nothing really coming off it. Another hopeful delivery towards Muskin, but the defenders and Priyadarshana, in fact the skipper, command in the area at the back, trying to play a through pass there. Nothing really on. Now Frank receives it back as he looks for a pass which is also displaced. So that has been quite the story, but here's an opportunity to cross it in. Gets the cross in, And the goalkeeper, well, he makes a bit of a mockery out of it. But thankfully for him, the player, Daniel Muskin, was not at hand. Kojo Anyoko picking out a pass this time. Done well, but yet again a bit too much on it. Twisting and turning is Ishan as the cross comes in, but this time safe hands by the goalkeeper. Some great work there on that occasion by Alassane as he commands his area and sends out a clear message to his opponents. However, yet again another misplaced pass. Unfortunately, that has been quite the story of this first 16 minutes. That was the first cross that Ishan made the keeper work, but on the second time of asking, he made no mistake. Good strength shown there. And another hopeful delivery. However, too far ahead of Gimhan. Steven finding his skipper. Anyokyo trying to find Daniel Muskin at the end of it, but again just a bit too much on it. Clovis Frank misses out, loses out rather. Through ball. However, the flag goes up as there were about 2 or 3 attackers to pick out for Selunagam, but unfortunately all players by the looks of it seemed to be offside. But a tight call. However, possession changing hands again. Here's an opportunity for a shot, a cross. Well, only the player getting it in to the box would know what it was. But doesn't really disturb any of this Saunders defenders, as the first 18 minutes has not lived up to billing, even though the game has raced past us. Ishan at the end of that goal kick gives it and tries to get it back, but just a bit too much on it on that occasion. Bit of intent shown, but lacking penetration and the final output. Alassane finds his man, but unable to keep hold of possession. Now the Pelicans skipper gets it in, but yet again just a bit too much on it on that occasion. Patum Gimhan gives it out to Fauzan. Now with skipper Priyadarshana. Clovis Frank surveying his options, trying to pick out a pass, but nothing really on for him. Good pressure coming in on that far side by Thiriman.
The highest goal scorer for Saunders, as well as the second highest goal scorer in the tournament, Roger Felipe, has been virtually anonymous in this game. He usually plays from the midfield, today we see him high up the pitch, which hasn't worked for Saunders, as Daniel Musatkin goes past Shahid. He drags him down. Gets a yellow card for his troubles. Abdul Aziz rather. Unnecessary. He wasn't going anywhere. In fact, the ball was going out of play. An unnecessary yellow card.
So first signs of intent shown there by Musatkin, and his opposite number brings him down, gets booked for his troubles, as here's an opportunity for Pelicans. 3 men inside the area, make that 4. 5 in fact now, with one man, Kojo Anyokyo, at the end of the box. Here's the confirmation of Abdul Aziz being booked. Mensa Steven, by the looks of it, is lining this up. Goes for goal, but a strong fist by Alassane. Kojo Anyokyo trying to pick out his opponents, catch them napping, but finds his own teammate. As that opportunity for Pelicans goes begging. Alassane trying to find Pathum Gimhan, but only finds Anyokyo, as he picks out a good pass this time. Losing his footing, but revives it. He has an opportunity. Ishan, what a save by the goalkeeper. Alassane, well, he keeps his team in the game, as that's the first clear-cut opportunity now.
Yes, good work once again. Down on the left. The cut back. Ishan's left-footed thundering effort. Clattering of Alassane's legs. Pelicans, who's playing some quality football. Strong passing. Here's Roger Felipe. Released on the left. Finds Gimhan inside the box. Is it a corner? Yes, it is.
First corner for Saunders. And now they'll have an opportunity to load the box, as Mufazal will trying to find the head of his teammates. Crossed in. Gets his head, but unable to get any direction on it. That time it was Roger Phillip, as the Saunders coaching staff looks on anxiously. Here's a hopeful delivery into the box, but the defenders hold firm. Unnecessary. Pathum Gimhan goes down, but the referee says nothing doing on that occasion. Kojo Anyokyo trying to pick out a pass. Finds his teammate, but again dispossessed. Now Frank picks Roger Phillip. He drives back down this near side, the left. Trying to get it in, but to nobody. As Pelicans try to counter, And a displaced clearance on that occasion by Abdul Aziz, by the looks of it, who received a yellow card as well. Gives his opponents a chance of a throw-in as it has been taken. However, worked back all the way back into their own half before building up. Good ball on that occasion, finding his teammate. Shot comes in, but more hopeful as the goalkeeper is barking out instructions to his defenders. Not happy with letting his opponents take that shot so easily. Kojaniok finds his skipper Thiriman, tries to find Muskin, but foul goes away of his opponents. Unnecessary there by Saad Ryan. Kicking the ball away. Selyunayagam. Now Ishan trying to run, but Priyadarshana, the skipper, makes sure nothing really is made out of it. He has a chance. Saunders in the box, but Stephen showing good strength, good control as he's brought down that time by Shahid. Looking for the big man up front, Ernest Ado, but nothing really on. Now Ishan plays in Muskin as he looks to return the favour. Ishan trying to get the cross in, but some good strength shown. But here's an opportunity just over the head of his teammate Thiriman, as yet another chance. Just lacking control there. Yasaswin Thiriman was the player Muskin was trying to look for. "30 minutes or so in, but nothing really happening for either team. Pelicans were the only team who had the opportunity of Ishan, who drove it in towards the keeper, but here's Ado picking out Ishan. Now down this near right hand side, trying to get it in early, but the defender not once but twice does his job. That was Fawzan, but here's a chance, and the ball trickles just wide of that post. As the second opportunity of this game, Ishan delivering it to Thiriman, doesn't catch it as he would have liked to, but the spin on the ball just meant that it spun away from the goal. Early ball. Here's an opportunity, but the keeper does extremely well there. As Roger Phillip, he receives a clear-cut opportunity now, but just unable to add the finishing touch.
First real opportunity for Saunders. Fauzan did just enough to distract Roger Felipe. Now here's Felipe once again, one-on-one, takes a shot, tries to curl it, but straight at Fauzan.
Tame effort there by Roger Felipe. Expect more, but here's where Pathum Gimhan got caught or seemed to get caught. However, Roger Phillip just still not finding his footing in this game. As Pathum Gimhan continues to receive treatment.
Looked like a very nasty one on Pathum Gimhan. Can see it on the replay, a very late lunge.
Lucky there. Selyunayagam did not receive a booking. On second viewing, it could very well have been a bit more, but nothing really doing. Looking for Ishan, but not finding him. Here's Pelicans. Now Thiriman down that left hand side, which has been the most productive end, but not on this occasion. Kojo Anyoke's pass picked out. Trying a bit of trickery, but lucky break there. Looking for his forward was Kojo Anayoko, but an offside for Saunders as their players did not get back in time. Now Ishan taking his time, plays a 1-2. No, he does not receive it back. Here's a shot, but Alassane has it covered. We all know what quality this goalkeeper possesses, and that you can see why, as Ernest Ado's shot safely in his grasp. Down that left again goes Thiriman. Here's an opportunity, but this time caught offside. Would be interesting to see. Yes, clearly. Great work by the assistant referee.
Indeed, good call from assistant referee Asela Sirivardhana. Foul committed on Pathum Gimhan, who has switched wings from left to right. The yellow card, I believe it is for Mensah Stephen. Looks like it. Yes. Impeding that run of Pathum Gimhan. header, free header for Roger Felipe.
Should have made the keeper work, but off target as Farooq Fauzan has not really had too much to do in this first 36 minutes of the game. Both teams lacking a bit of intent as we see the confirmation of the yellow. Ishan, bit of trickery, but loses possession. Now looking for a through ball, should have gone the opposite side. Now they do, as Roger Philip tries to give Pathum Gimman some space, but who else? Mensa Steven to the rescue. Ernest Ado picks out a lovely pass, does Pelicans as Ishan. Space to run into. But what defense there. Massive defense by Fauzan. As he makes no mistake with that sliding tackle and gets the ball to safety. Vigneshwaraja dispossessed. One back by Kojo Anyoko. But again, the ball changing hands in a quick succession, with neither team being able to impose themselves on their opponents now.
Yes, Pelicans have threatened down the two wings. But it's all about they've done well for Saunders, apart from the two chances. In a space of a few seconds, they haven't done much in that attacking third. Thwarted by bad play. Some good defensive work, especially from Mensa Steven. Lasane. Frank goes down. Referee waves play on. Kamindushan takes a shot. Just whiskers away from that far right. A really good angle from here. You could see just kind of whispering past that upright. Not enough curve towards the goal, unfortunately, for Kamindu Ishan and Pelicans.
He cannot get closer than that. But Mufazal was nagging at the referee. But the referee said there was nothing doing for that foul. Again, unable to string too many passes together. But Pathum Gimman trying to play in Roger Philip, but dispossessed. Fauzan losing out as the throw-in doesn't go the way of Ishan.
Headed straight back to the opponents. Here Shahid. Fatih. Nalim. To Pathum Gimhan. Here's Felipe. Clovis Frank. In space. Takes a shot. Straight into the hands of Fauzan. Goes through the two defenders. Ziad Mufassal. Here's Frank. Takes a shot. On the run, Fatih. But away from the goal.
I think that shot from Fatih pretty much sums up this first 40. Neither team showing too much urgency, no penetration, and well, there's nothing too much to talk about in this first 42 minutes that has passed. As now question marks over Mensa Steven, but the referee, he turns and goes back. Now shot taken by Thirimanna, but it lands at the feet of Ishan. Tries his trickery. As by the looks of it, Kojo Anyokyo will be booked. His name will be taken. As Fauzan. Alazane to getting into the thick of the action, as that's the booking for Kojo Anyokyo.
This was the early incident. Looks like Mensa Steven lost that ball, and while slipping, he just impeded the way for Roger Felipe. Looks like he has dislocated his shoulder.
Concern insights here for Saunders. Depleted enough. And now Roger Phillip is, by the looks of it, been taken off with a dislocated shoulder now.
Yes, indeed. If he cannot continue, that will be a big blow for Saunders.
Three minutes added on by the fourth official.
Looks like he's saying he's okay to continue to his assistant coach, Falul Rahman. Good news for the Price Park boys.
opportunity. Thiriman looking for a cross, but taken off the hands of the keeper. That time it was Abdul Aziz. As by the looks of it, that will be the end for Roger Philippe now.
Yes, unfortunately. So, in a space of a few seconds, has made that decision. But if they can manage to weather these 2 minutes, they would not need to use one of their substitution opportunities. Each team has 3. It will be a big call, but looks like Saunders are readying that substitution. It's going to be Mohammad Zaid who will come on. Usually comes on just around the 60th or the 70th mark. The Sri Lanka under-20 skipper. Here's Musatkin. It's back in. Gets a corner.
One final opportunity for Pelicans.
"30 seconds they need to hold on."
Crossing it in by Ishan, but a bit too close to the goalkeeper there, as he takes his own cool time.
Less than 10. They need to keep hold of that ball. You don't want your referee getting angry. Sanjuka Priyadarshana. That's it for the first 45. Quite an eventful one. Even though we didn't had much action. It ends Pelicans 0. Saunders 0. Ladies and gentlemen, the halftime score is Pelicans 0, Saunders 0.
Talk about in this game, apart from in this first half, apart from
faida jalilade rahase Champions League ek had gas mein hanguman kick pe java naramenne bhag dulanne bhidi dasde goal ek gannai sit sarasenne samarok wenne saddeta denne we are one game one heart oh, oh. One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions. Under the
Football புதுமொழியே இரங்கள் மதங்கள் கடந்திடுமே ஒன்றாய் நின்று பயணித் தொற்றாய் எல்லைகள் தாண்டிடுமோ The lights are shining, the crowd will roll. This is the moment we waited for. The passion's rising, the call is clear. The Champions League is finally
One game, one heart, Champions League. This is where we start. Together we dream, together we fight. We are the champions.
We play for love, pride and fame. For every child who dreams again. No borders here, no fear, no end. Just one dream that we defend. மரங்கள் கிக்காகவே களத்தில் உறுதியாய் மின்னவும் நாமே. நாமே Champions League வரவே உணர்வதற்கே தருமே.
Chia ekai kemak denne, kollo set ekama ek wenne, goal eකට kick එක denne, Champions League mein aramenne. One game, one heart, Champions League, satanai aramenne, hidi denne, jaya ganne, එක සීනට අපි යන්නේ. One game, one heart, Champions League where dreams take part. Raise your flags, feel the art. One game, one heart. One dream, one star. One game, one heart. Champions League, forever we play. The spirit of football is
Sri Lanka Football Champions League. Powered by TV Supreme.
Tiriman picking out Ernest Ado as he switches from left to right. Looking for his forward, finding him, but again dispossessed. Both teams unable to hold on to possession. Gets a cross in, but some good defensive work there by the Saunders player. Frank, by the looks of it, has moved into the striker position. Pelicans through Mensa Steven, trying to pick out a pass, but just not having enough on it. Lovely ball there by Onyoko, but looking for the cross. Ishan just unable to find his teammate. Pretty much starting from where we left off in this game, with neither team able to trouble their opponents too much. Nervy moments there, but nothing really happening. Now Ishan trying to run around his opponent, but wins his team a throw in. Vigneshwaraja looking for the long throw, doesn't find his teammate. Kojo Aniokyo. Goes down as the shot taken by Tiriman. Yasaswin Tiriman wavered. Advantage played by the referee, but nothing really made out of it by Ernest Ado. Now the opponents running down the left. Patum Gimhan, trickery, but unfortunately loses out on possession as the referee awards a free kick to Pelicans. Nearly 50 minutes in this game gone, as neither team has still been able to make a real impact as much as they would have liked to. Here's an opportunity, through ball, but Steven and his teammate does really well. In fact, it was Sanjay Tiriman, was it? Not too sure, but possession changes hands yet again. Now Frank caught offside. Oh, Not the best of decisions on that occasion, but unlucky. That's part and parcel of the game. Mensa Steven picks out Muskin as he finds his teammate. Now a bit more fluency shown by Pelicans. Run in, tries to weave his way and take the shot was Thirimanne. But he wins his team a goal, a corner kick rather, for his troubles. Should have taken it on there. But Alassane trying to save the corner. Looks like he did some damage to himself. But now Kojo Aniokyo gives a high five to the ball boy as he prepares to swing this one in. Corner kick taken deep. Beats everyone as Pathum Gimhan dummies as the ball trickles out. Mohammad Zaid, that was with a bit of trickery of his own. Both teams are looking for that long ball, but just not been fruitful as yet. Pelicans are trying to keep hold of it. They are unable to string too many passes together. That has pretty much been the story of this game. Both teams lacking possession, lacking penetration, and lacking the finishing touch. Mensa Steven picks out Thirimanne, the skipper, looking to play in his teammate, and he does. Thirimanne to Thirimanne, but Muskin was pointing forward. However, Thirimanne's pass was displaced, and now an opportunity to break. Clovis Frank has been moved into the striker position with Roger Felipe been substituted off injured. Thirimanne tries to get his foot in there, but doesn't really manage to do so. Kojo Aniokyo shows good strength. Daniel Muskin, a rare mistake. Collector's item there. Still the game showing pretty much the same as Selvanayagam finds Muskin. Now an opportunity to play in his forward. He does. Here's a chance, trying to penetrate and find that final touch. But boy oh boy, that goes away. A wayward shot coming in as we have about 55 minutes gone in this game, and it has been quite not the game that we were hoping for. Looks like the two teams have unfortunately run out of steam. Here's an opportunity for Saunders. Throw in, taken quickly. Trying to conjure up something. Lovely turn there by Zaid. However, another pass displaced. Kojo Anyokyo receives the ball again. Ishan running at the defense, but again the defense of their opponents doing well. Both teams are looking a bit lethargic with nothing really happening. There again, yet again another displaced pass. As the Pelicans bench looks on. Receiving some treatment was Husni, was it? In fact, it was Selvanayagam. Throw taken. Hopeful cross coming in. Frank trying to get his head, but unable to do so. Here's a chance. Well, some good keeping there by Farooq Fauzan as he keeps his team in the game. Kojo Anyokyo finding Husni as he plays in a lovely pass, but his touch just letting him down there.
has been all Pelicans coming close after that effort, bouncing off the crossbar.
Kojo Aneokyo.
Saunders also readying a substitution. They are second of the game. They did one so at half time, bringing on Zaid for the injured Roger Felipe. Just over 15 minutes gone in this game, in the second half rather. Heated situations we saw towards the end of that first half has somewhat gone down, isn't it, Romario? Hopefully it stays the same for the next 30 minutes or so. Here's Ziad Mufazzal. Fatih. Mufazzal. Zaid. Zaid against Kamidu Ishan. Tries to thread that ball to Clovis. Frank intercepted by Stephen. Petam Gimhan to Fatih. Frank. Zaid. Here's Musatkin on the left. Priyadarshana puts that ball out for corner. As Saunders now brings on Mohammad Ramzan to replace Shahid.
A tired looking Shahid being taken off as Ramzan will be no doubt looking to make an impact. Kojo Anyok strolling to take the corner. Looking to swing it in. Does exactly that, but not too many in the box for Pelicans. Frank dropping it short. Ramzan was the intended target, but just not finding the player, the substitute.
Clovis Frank, the man who was fouled. Interesting call from Saunders, bringing on Ramzan and putting him straight up as intended pass for Nalim was intercepted by Tiriman. Musatkin in space, gives it to Adoj, takes a shot, and Pelicans takes the lead. Misplaced pass rather, giving that opportunity, and Pelicans taking full advantage of it. It's Ernest Addo, who has been in good goal scoring form, who gives the lads from Kurunagala a deserved lead in the second half.
Unselfish play there by Musatkin, playing in his forward Ernest Addo, as from that range, well, he won't be missing.
Goal for Pelicans, jersey number 13, Stado.
Straight away, Saunders.
One would have thought it would be Musatkin who would take that effort because he was all alone, but unselfishly gave it to Ernestado. Created that space. Still. Lot of time left in this game. Saw what a misplaced pass can do. Just one mistake is enough. Just a fraction lapse of concentration. Not enough time for the Saunders defense once again. This time Sanjuka Priyadarshani is there to put the ball up front. Petum Gimhan against Thirimanna. Sanjay Thirimanna does well, the skipper. Fazal. We missed that second corner. Ernestado to Kami Dushan. He keeps the ball in. Crosses it in. Musatkin. Nalim heads it out for corner. Here's Pelicans inside the box, cuts back in. Alassane once again.
By the looks of it, the player who got the cross in, Tiriman, seems to be in a bit of strife. As the referee calls play to a halt. I think that will be his the end of his evening Navod. As another substitution for Saunders.
Number 16, Mohamed Fatih, is replaced by jersey number 12, Ibuna Chintaka.
Bringing on a defender with Mohamed Fatih going off. Trailing. Can see he was in quite a bit of strife was Selyunayagam, even there on the floor. Now, if the game stays like this, Pelicans will find themselves moving to 14 points and going back up to the top of the table. Saunders, on the other hand, will be looking to make an impact. They have rung a few changes, but they have not really had any penetration to show for it. As there you see again displaced passers, pretty much the way this evening has gone for Saunders. Farooq Fauzan picks up Tiriman. Beautiful pass as an across comes in, and what a cross there. However, just unable to find his teammate at the end of it. That would have put the game to bed. But unfortunately for them, Pelicans, a chance goes begging. Patum Gimhan trying to make something out of it, but Stephen and Fauzan were both up to the task.
Substitution for Pelicans. Jersey number 9, Hamdi Ishan, is replaced by jersey number 11, Selvam Sudarshan.
Kavindu Ishan has run off his socks this evening, and he gets a deserved rest as Selvam gets his call up. Pressing their opponents are Pelicans. But losing out. Here's a cross coming in. However, Saunders unable to find a teammate at the end of it. Now trying to run away with it. Here's a good pass to Muskin, trying to find his teammate. but Tiriman now Ernest Addo receives it back, running at the defense, an opportunity to well marshaled by three defenders as he loses possession. Now you can clearly see that Saunders are lacking attack in penetration with their midfield being overloaded. A good chance there goes Begin to pick a pass for Ernest Addo. But now here's the mercurial forward trying to pick his teammate again. But for the second time of asking, just no one at the end of it. Musatkin doing his best, but just unable to find a teammate. But that's a blatant foul. Priyadarshan, the skipper, was the player who brought his opponent down, and he seems to be pleading as we have a look at that replay.
Once again, Daniel Musatkin has been creating havoc on that left. Saunders seems to have no answer in the second half. Gets loads of time and space. Some really good passes coming from Daniel Musatkin. Looks like Saunders are making use of their third and final substitution opportunity. It's Jacob Atkinson who's being readied down at the touchline for the men in yellow. Saunders physio having a hard time getting Clovis Frank back up. Free kick for Pelicans. Mensah Steven will take it. Tries to find Sanjay Tiriman, but the pass having too much weight behind it. Pelicans loses possession. Here's Ziad Mufazal, who cuts back in, takes a shot. This was Mohammad Zaid. Farooq Fauzan once again in the middle of it. If we can get that replay, we see if Ziad Mufasal, who left the ball alone, was offside or not. This was that early opportunity. Zaid, as they make a substitution.
Jacob Atkinson making his way onto the field for an injured Clovis Frank.
Jersey number 33, Clovis Frank, is replaced by jersey number 17, Jacob Atkinson.
Saunders unfortunately running out of steam towards the end of the season. They were in pole position with about 5 weeks to go, but from then on their season has only gone downhill. Tiriman gets quite a heavy blow on his face, but play goes on.
Once again, that looked like a flailing hand from Mohammad Nalim. Yes, indeed, should have been a foul against Saunders.
He knew what he was doing on that occasion. Nawad saw the player coming in and just raised his arm. Got a good piece of his opponent. Now Mensa Steven, he gets a good piece of his opponent on that occasion, and he gets telling off by the referee. They all know that he is on a booking. Now an opportunity to get the ball into the box. By the looks of it, it's Abdul Aziz lining up the free kick as we have a look at that shot on Mohammad Zaid. Aziz with a high line from Pelicans. Hoists it in. Here's a chance, but unfortunately that pretty much sums up the evening. Ramzan was the player, unable to get a good piece of it. Goalkeeper coach Jude Karunaratne not too pleased with that. But now by the looks of it, Pelicans will look to close this game out now.
They should so. No real venom behind the attacks of Saunders. And Musatkin, who has switched wings from left to right. He has been a standout player tonight for Pelicans.
Playing it safe are the Pelicans, who are in a slender lead. Fauzan being brought down. Dangerous. But he somehow gets away with that.
Brain fade moment from Fauzan. And nearly another one on the other end. Here's Pelicans. Saswin Thiriman on that left. Romario, you were saying about Pelicans closing out this game. It seems like they needed some excitement towards the end of the game to keep things alive. Here's Ziad Mufazzal.
A heart attack or two by none other than the keeper. But now Pathum Gimhan trying to slide in that through pass, but just a bit too much on it for Zaid. The youngsters up front combining. As quite a number of Pelicans players have gone to the floor, but the referee is playing on, and rightly so, I think. Running down this right, trying to get the cross in, but just does not manage to do so. Ramzan, that is. I think it was a bit too little too late by Saunders to overload the front of the field. They did have quite a few midfielders, but just lacked penetration. And once Frank and Philip and Frank rather had to leave with injury, I think any chance of them scoring went out of the window. Ernest Addo playing in the ball down the far right, getting in the cross, but just too much on it. As another change comes in. Sampath comes in.
Jersey number 15, Selvanayagam is replaced by jersey number 8, Lanka.
Selvanayagam goes out. As the league leaders look to settle things in this game and secure the victory. Sampath, a defender, will no doubt be looking to solidify his team at the back, as Selvanayagam takes as long as possible to go out. Ramzan getting in the cross. Just a bit too much on it for Jacob Atkinson. Trying his level best to keep it in the field of play, but the ball has beaten him out. As we see a minimum of 5 minutes of added time being displayed by the fourth official, and a sense of urgency creeping in to the Saunders players, which wasn't on show throughout the whole 90 minutes. Here goes Saunders, trying to play in the opportunity. Shot taken, but just not enough venom behind it, as Farooq Fauzan comes to save the day. That was Jacob Atkins, and the ball just getting stuck under his feet now out there.
Yes, indeed. Ball getting stuck under the feet of Atkinson. Unable to take a proper shot at it. One and a half minutes out of the 5 gone. Does Saunders have one last spark behind them? Here's Musatkin, twisting and turning. Releases Thirimanne. Cross in. Collected by Alassane. Releases Abdulaziz. Taking too much time, needs to make a quick decision and a pass. Fauzan loses his footing. Sanjuka Priyadashana back to Aziz. No one there on that wing. There is apparently Ziad Mufassal, but not taking that easy pass. Alassane puts that ball out.
Two minutes or so left of added time, as Pelicans now will move up the table. But will there be one last twist in this game? Thirimanne doesn't get his header on target. So now here are the youngsters for Saunders, but just loses out on that occasion. Ziad Mufassal was the player. Abdulaziz gone a bit deeper. Trying to pick a pass was Nalim. Nothing really on. Now Nalim with the throw in. Ziad Mufassal in that number 8 jumper. Trying to play him through was Pathum Gimhan, but just unable to do so. Shaky moments. Shot taken but wavered. Fauzan, that was. Now Farooq Fauzan will take as long as possible, with Mensa Steven lining up the goal kick. Kicks it long and far. And that's the full-time whistle. The long blast goes by the referee, as Pelicans, they know that they have secured a vital 3 points here this evening. Yeah, a few highlights from that second half. Have a number of opportunities, but that was the goal, the only goal of this game.
Of today's game, Ernest Radu of Pelicans. Ernest, once again, congratulations, a win. Now, just a win or maybe a draw away from a championship. What are your thoughts on today's game? It was a very tough game.
First of all, I thank God for this opportunity. Secondly, it was a very tough game, and all thanks to my coach. Every instruction that he gave is because of him that we were able to succeed in
සමග අවසාන තරගය ජයග්‍රහණය කළොත් චැම්පියන්ෂිප් එක Pelicansට මොන වගේ දෙයක්ද පුහුණුකරු වශයෙන් හිතේ තියෙන්නේ?
හැමදාම මම කියන දෙයක් තමයි මම මැච් එකෙන් මැච් එක තමයි මම ට්‍රේන් කරන්නේ. ඒ වගේ දැන් මම නිව් ස්ටාර් මැච් ටික ඔක්කොම දිගටම බලාගෙන ඉන්නවා. මම මේ නිව් ස්ටාර් මැච් එකට ඕන විදියට මම ටීම් එක ප්‍රෙපෙයාර් කරගෙන ඒ තරගෙට මුහුණ දෙනවා. මම හිතනවා මට මේකේ ජයග්‍රහණය ලබා ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයි කියලා.
බොහොම ස්තුතියි කෝච්. ඉදිරි තරගවල සුබ පතනවා.
Thank you.